The Gauteng Education Department is sending counselling teams to the Daveyton Skills School. You'll recall the story we shared, 2 pupils drowning during a school outing in Centurion in Tshwane. We understand an investigation is underway to determine the circumstances that led to the incident. Newzroom Afrika's Linda Mnisi is there. Linda, what's happening?
All right, so Iman, over the past hour when we spoke to you, we hadn't actually accessed the actual camping site where the learners drowned. Right now, we're inside this particular camping site. It's called the Rockfall Adventure camping site in Centurion, and I want to give you a sense of what it looks like. From the report that we got earlier, you'll remember they said it's along the Hennops River, but it seems from the information that we're getting here on the ground, this is the man-made dam that the 2 learners drowned in right now. We're inside the camping site where, the other members of this particular organization are still inside. I'm going to also ask my colleague, Luyanda Dlala, to just pan to my right. So it looks like the team that was part of this camp are now preparing. They're cleaning up the tents. Earlier on when we arrived were still up, but it looks like they've put them down. Also on your screen, you're also seeing members of the SAPS who, of course, are investigating the untimely passing of these teenagers. So amongst the people that you see standing there as well is the founder of this particular organization. But at the moment, we're told we cannot speak to him as investigations are still underway. So it looks like they're cleaning up and they're making way as, of course, those investigations are continuing. Joining me now, is Gauteng Education Spokesperson Steve Mabona to talk to us about what they've uncovered so far about this particular excursion. Steve, quite concerning that, again, we're losing learners to drowning in an excursion. From the preliminary findings that you found upon arriving at this camping site, does it match the story that you received earlier?
No, thanks very much. Our investigation continues. But the MEC will be actually visiting the school tomorrow, just to ascertain on the reports that we have and also what we are seeing here, some of the things which don't make sense or they don't match with what we would have received. But a call will then be made by the MEC tomorrow on the way forward. But yes, indeed, you will know that we started very late, early morning today, to just understand on some of the information that we needed, to pursue. So it's still early days. We will announce further tomorrow on the way forward.
From also what you've been able to establish, did you speak to the school about the kind of processes that were followed when it comes to this excursion?
Yes, we're in constant liaison with them, since yesterday, this morning as well. Safe to say that there are so many things that happened. And from where we are sitting, we just need them to give an MEC an opportunity to also be at the school, gather more information, and we will have to make a pronouncement tomorrow. He will also want to go and visit both families. So that's how we're going to be managing it.
But in terms of the information that you were given, was this organization also vetted? Have they done work previously with the school? Is this the first time that they're engaging in this? Were the consent forms sent to parents?
Well, we have seen the consent forms. Parents did sign. The only challenge then is the consent forms probably that will be coming from the school to the parents. What is it that they, entail, vis-a-vis what the camp would have, made the parents to sign. So all that we need to match, information and make an informed decision on how we're going to move forward.
I see there's a lot of open water around here, around us, as we were entering this particular campsite. Do you know if there were lifeguards on site and if these children were looked after by those lifeguards before, even getting to this point, because it looks like it's on the upper side of the field.
Yeah, it's quite concerning, from seeing what I see now here. It's quite concerning because we were very clear when we changed our regulations. We said anything which has to do with water, we need to tick all the boxes. Lifeguards must be on site, all the time. There must be vests, to make sure that the safety is prioritized. But on the face of it, doesn't look like there were guards here. So, yeah, it's quite concerning, really.
And the police, the investigations I know are ongoing, and you're unable to give us anything from that side. But have they been engaging the school? Do you know if they've started engaging the school?
No, we'll leave that to the police. I mean, that they have a lot to do. Probably they were here up until very late. As you know, that this thing occurred very late in the afternoon. And by 8 o'clock, actually, when I was interacting with my fellow colleagues, at some point they were still on site because they had to make sure that the families come here, identify, and the pathologists, then they do their work. So it's too early to say on what is it that the police have done, but they will be better placed to inform you on their investigation.
All right, Iman, there you have it. Steve Mabona, Gauteng Education Spokesperson, not letting out much, saying that all these pronouncements will be made by the Gauteng Education MEC, Tshwane, who will be visiting the families tomorrow, as Steve has just told us. But something to underline there, saying that it looks like there were no lifeguards and they were quite strict in terms of the excursions, especially where water is concerned, because the area is also, as you can see, not barricaded, which raises, of course, a number of questions.
We have to certainly stop, finding ourselves in this exact situations where families are in tragedy and in mourning. But we have to get closer to the facts as well. Thank you very much for that update, Linda. We'll hear more once we have spoken to the families as well.